inspiration and purpose behind the creation of the Grand Prix Tour was really about taking all of the constraints off and saying, if we were to build a sim racing league from scratch, what would it look like? What would make the absolute best sim racing experience across all facets of a league? That includes things like, who are the drivers? What are the tracks? How does the schedule work? How does the championship work? How are incidents reviewed, and what is the penalty system? What are the rules, the competition rules for how drivers are expected to behave on and off the track? We wanted to take a look at all of these variables and try to come up with a schema that would provide just the absolute best experience for all drivers. The most obvious way we wanted to differentiate the Grand Prix Tour from other leagues was the quality of the drivers that we admit into the league. The league requires at least a 2000 I rating, and really that's just a threshold for something that indicates that you have enough experience to give us confidence that you can both be fast but also safe. You need enough track time. You need to have spent enough time out there in racing to have encountered different kinds of situations to demonstrate to us that you know how to navigate them safely. And that's not just on the car that is trying to make an overtake, but it's actually on the car that is ahead as well. In the GPT competition rules, you will see a unique burden of responsibility that is placed on both or all cars involved in any kind of close racing situation, because we really believe that the best drivers are not just good at knowing how to take risks and when to take risks and making good decisions as an overtaking car, but actually how to avoid getting into a situation with a car that is overtaking them. So that's the first way that we've really tried to differentiate the Grand Prix Tour, is by having an extremely high bar, not just for your pace, but also your racecraft. The second challenge we wanted to address with the Grand Prix Tour was really around scheduling and building a championship around a schedule that could be flexible for drivers. Traditional sim racing leagues and motorsports leagues in real life have a set calendar of events. Drivers earn points based on how they perform in those events, and at the end of the season, the cumulative total of points is how you determine who the winner is. So for the Grand Prix Tour, we drew inspiration from the world of professional golf. Professional golf has this same challenge, where there are hundreds of golfers that are eligible for every tournament that goes on, but due to scheduling, they can't make all of those tournaments. And you still need a way of ranking those golfers so that at the end, there's a meaningful way to determine eligibility to their major championships and ultimately to decide who the best golfer in the world is at any given point in time. The Grand Prix Tour operates the same way. This is effectively an I rating system, but it is contained to the league itself. Your ranking is how you are able to qualify for the tournaments, such as our major championships and our season-ending championship. Those races are only for the top 60 drivers in the case of the majors, and the top 30 drivers in the case of our November season championship. In this way, we believe drivers are going to be able to reframe the way they think about success in the league, going from the accumulation of points to really how well did I do in the events that I was able to participate in. The last thing that differentiates the Grand Prix Tour is really our relentless focus on the little details. There's so many factors that go into running a league, and we're trying to look at every single one of those and again ask ourselves the question of what is the best possible way to manage this part of the league? Whether that's the transparency of our incident review and penalty process, the detail in our competition rules, the way we manage events and provide data on a real-time basis to members, or just the way we manage the community and keep it lighthearted and fun and sort of maintain a balance between very competitive racers but always in the spirit of having fun. These are the details that we strive to get right in the Grand Prix Tour that hopefully, when you throw it together with everything else we've been talking about, helps us achieve that goal of really having the best possible league experience.